யாரும் ஜாயினே பண்ணலையா? அது பரவாயில்ல. ஹலோ ஹலோ. இன்னும் லைவ் ஏன் வரல இன்னும்? 25 செகண்ட்ஸா?
10 seconds, 15 seconds delay.
30 செகண்ட்ஸ் டிலே வருது. எஸ். குட் ஈவினிங் ஆல் ஆஃப் யூ. ஐ எம் ஆடிபிள்? பாதி கட் ஆகுது. ஓகே ஓகே, யூடியூப். ஓகே ஓகே, ஃபைன் ஃபைன். எஸ். ஓகே, fine. So, shall we start now? Students who are sitting live, welcome to HiQ. Today we are going to start with time value of money, the most important topic. Of course, I said today and tomorrow, 2 days we are going to do time value of money because this one chapter is going to give us 14 marks. I hope you all are ready with your calculators, correct? Hope you all are ready with your calculators. Shall we start, my dear? Okay, let us start now. Fine. Okay. Oh, what happened? Wait, my dear, please. I think, screen, iPad screen, iPad screen. Yes, okay, thank you. Fine. Okay. So, once again, good evening, all of you. I hope I'm audible. Hi, Priya. Okay. Yes. So, the most important topic we are going to start. In short, I'm going to call it as TVM, which is time value of money. Please get ready with your calculators. Okay, get ready with your calculators because most of the sums we are going to solve by using calculators only. Yes, series by tips. Thank you so much for asking me. Yes, my dear, I'm very, very okay today. Thank you so much. Yesterday I could not continue. Today I'm absolutely fine. Okay. Saranya, good evening. Okay. Now, so this chapter, minimum 10 to maximum 14 marks. As per institute, okay, blueprint, it is for 10 marks. But most of the time it is coming more than 10 marks. Only one attempt. 2018, the first CA foundation attempt, only less questions were asked. But after that, what? Every time minimum 10, 12, 13, 14. Okay, this is what? Number of questions. So this one chapter is more than enough, okay, to cover entire mathematics. See, we need 40% to clear. Am I right? So, from mathematics means 40% is what, around 40% of this 16 marks. Okay, 16 marks. This one topic itself will give you what? 12 to 14 marks. Okay, so please do not ignore this topic, especially the students who are doing for the first time. You people may not take this topic seriously. Okay, you may not take this topic seriously. Okay, simple interest, compound interest. Now it's a very simple topic. That's what you will be thinking. Actually, it's a simple topic. And you will not give importance to this time value of money. But remember, this is the most important topic. your paper 3. As far as your paper 3 is concerned, it is not only in your level, my dear. This is going to be this continuation will be there in your inter and final also. Financial management, strategic financial management, everywhere this logic concept and all you will be applying. Okay, fine. So time value of money. So this topic I'm just going to divide it into two parts for our preparation. One is what? Interest. Other one is what, my dear? Annuity. In interest, we'll divide it into three parts. First one is simple interest, compound interest, effective rate of interest. And annuity, we learn what? Present value, future value. So these are the standard parts, okay? Standard types, standard subtopics in time value of money. Yes, David. Good evening. Okay. This is standard. Okay. This is standard. Present value, future value, and all. It is standard. Simple interest, compound interest, effective rate of interest. Okay. Annuity. This is standard questions. For example, from this five topics alone, you will be getting around 10 marks, 8 to 10 marks you will be getting. But remember, there are some extra questions also coming in the exam. Like, um, that is, what is it? Oh, sorry. It's not striking. Annual growth rate, okay, discount rate, etc., etc. And after that, what is it? Rate of interest, perpetuity. Say, I'm just not striking on the spot. Perpetuity is there, and one more thing we have got. CGAR, okay, compound annual growth rate, okay, CAGR, compound annual growth rate. These questions nowadays they are asking. So better if you want to prepare time value of money. Now, if you want to do it from your institute material, all the questions are very simple. Okay, all the questions are very simple. But remember, example sum people are ignoring. Example sums very very important. So go through all the example sums. Okay, go through all the example sums. Fine. Okay, now these are the five major parts. Okay, these are the five major parts, and the perpetuity we have, and we have CAGR. Okay, discount rate, annual growth rate to be found out. Everything will be there in our syllabus. So we have to learn. Okay, in this session we are going to learn today and tomorrow. We are going to solve all the past year questions. Okay, most of the past year questions we will solve it in the classroom itself. Get ready, my dear. See, actually, when you just notice the question papers, now the most important part in interest and annuity, the most important part is interest. Majority of the questions will come from what? Interest. Simple interest, compound interest. In compound interest, there is one more part also you have to study. What is it, my dear? Depreciation. Okay, depreciation also is there. So this is one particular part, which is what, at least 70 to 80% of the questions will come from interest. Okay, the remaining is coming from what? Annuity. Okay, remaining is coming from annuity. So here annuity also. Yeah, nowadays CAGR 1 mark always there. Of course, CAGR 1 mark, of course, always there, Usma. Always 1 mark question CAGR we have. So here, how to prepare, what to prepare, that is what the question. Okay, why I brought this time, I brought past year questions. So far, whatever past year questions, whatever questions, okay, past year questions, all the types covered so far. So again and again, if you practice, even practice, so those problems only, even that is also more than enough to score very good marks. Okay, even that is also more than enough. Is that clear, all of you? So shall we start now? Okay, shall we start now? Okay. So please get ready with the calculator. I'm not going to waste your time by discussing about what is simple interest. Okay, what is the formula for simple interest? What is the formula for compound interest? I think everyone knows what is simple interest, what is compound interest. So today what we are going to do, we are going to solve as many problems we can. Okay, as many problems we can. That too, what without touching our pen, only by using calculator. So I can give you this assurance, at least 90% of the time value of money problems can be solved by using calculator. At least our students are expert in that. Students who are appearing for the first time, the small instruction, please remember this instruction, my dear. Don't take this topic lightly. Okay, do not take this topic lightly. If you are just fast enough, this 12 to 13 marks will come in no time. Just like that, you will score. For example, even the 12 to 13 marks, you can score it in 10 to 15 minutes time. See how much time we can save. Is that right, my dear? This is maximum time we can save. So let us practice in such a way that, and read the question only once. Most of the time, what mistake you are committing, you keep on reading the question. 2, 3 times you are reading. Okay, first time when you read now, without patience. No, 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 I have to complete it fast. And you read the question, then after that you realize, Arey, I did a mistake. Okay, let me read it once again. Still you commit the mistake. Some words, some sentences and all you are ignoring. So when you read the question, read it very carefully, read it very slowly. Okay, so this is very important. Next one, use calculator wisely. Okay, use calculator wisely. I hope you understand the meaning of wisely. Yes, calculator is at most important thing. So do not ignore calculator. Okay, fine. So I don't want to waste your time by explaining what is simple interest, compound annuity and all. But many students have got problem with this. Present value, future value. What is the problem? I'll tell you, my dear. What is the problem? I'll tell you, my dear. The problem is many are asking me, sir, when to apply present value, when to apply future value. Most of the people have got that clarity, but many have this small doubt. So let me clarify that doubt first. So when you solve annuity question, okay, when you solve annuity question, what you need to consider, I'll tell you. When you solve annuity question, I always give three thumb rules. First, rule number one, type of transaction. Like whether what is type of transaction, by reading the question, all are from English medium only. Okay, so all are from English medium. You know how to read the question. While reading the question itself, you can easily identify whether the problem is based on loan or investment. From the first line, you can understand, sir, this question is based on loan. This question is based on investment. Can you identify it? The word loan, lending, okay, borrow. These are the words. Leads to what? No, it is loan type. Okay, you are borrowing something. Investing, depositing, insurance, these things and all what our investment. So when you identify the type of question, this is borrowing question. So you need to find out present value. When you identify this question is what? Investment. Then you need to use future value formula. So please identify the question very carefully. The first type is what? Transaction. Type of transaction. Whether the question is based on investment or borrowing. If it is borrowing, present value. It is obvious, na my dear. It is obvious, na sir. Borrowing today's need, I'm borrowing. Today I need. So today's value, that is present value. But investment and all for future purpose. Now you are investing your time. You are investing your time for your future career. Do you all agree, my dear? You are investing your time. Okay, and you are paying me fees. You are borrowing my time. Am I right, my dear? You are borrowing my time. So this is present value. Okay, this is present value. But your investment, whatever you are now, where you are sitting and watching the lecture, and you are sitting here and attending my lecture. So this is what your investment is. This is for future. For me, it is present. Is that right, my dear? Yeah, fine. So here, present value and future value. First, you need to identify whether the question, that is type of transaction. Second, we need to identify type of annuity. What is type of annuity? There are two types of annuity. One is what? You can like, annuity is what? Of two types. You can pay the amount, that annuity amount or installment, at the beginning of the period or at the end of the period. Some people, for example, rent and all, commercial rents and all, they collect in the beginning. Okay, first you pay and after that you use our property. Some places, what happens, at the end. Okay, at the end they are collecting. So that is what annuity due. Okay, that is one is annuity due, other one is what? Immediate annuity. Okay, regular annuity and immediate annuity. That is the right word. Regular annuity. Regular annuity is what? At the end of the period. Generally, that is what everyone follows. At the end of the period, that is regular annuity. Annuity due or immediate annuity is what? Annuity due. That is starting from today. Okay, starting from today. How to identify? Commencing from, starting from today. These words are coming. It is annuity due. Okay, at the end of every month, it is regular annuity. If nothing is mentioned, regular annuity. If nothing is mentioned about annuity, regular annuity. That is thumb rule number two. Rule number three, type of compound interest. Because compound interest can be calculated yearly basis, half yearly basis, quarterly basis, monthly basis, even daily basis also. Based on that, the rate of interest will differ. Am I right, my dear? For example, 10% annually. 10% annually for 2 years. 10% rate of interest it is annually. How many years? 2 years. So what is rate of interest is 10%. So I is equal to, you'll be putting what? 0.1, because it is annually. The word annually comes. And what is the value of n equal to 2? But when it comes to half yearly, then what will be I? 0.05. 5%. Am I right, my dear? Because full year 10%. If it is half yearly basis, what will come, my dear? 5% only. Okay, half yearly, every 6 months, 5%. Okay, total full year 10%. Is that clear, all of you? Now, number n equal to what? 4, because sir, number of years 2, sir. In number of years 2, number of years means how many, like, half yearly exists in 2 years? 4. So that is what? N equal to 4. Quarterly means what is I is equal to 0.025. Am I right, my dear? 0.025. What is N equal to? 8. Because 1 year, 4 quarters. 2 years, 8 quarters. So accordingly, this value will change. I hope you all I think you all know about these things. Am I right, my dear? Chalo, let us start. Shall we start, my dear? If any student joined from North, people are requesting me to take lecture in Hindi, which is not possible, my dear. Of course, I can take lecture in Hindi. You can talk to me in person if any doubts are there. Even though YouTube also you can talk to me, but the lectures will be conducted only in English, my dear. So, okay, sorry for that. Okay, fine. Now listen here. Mr. X invest. Let us start question. Okay. First line itself I can understand. What is it? Investment. Okay. Mr. X invests 10,000 every year. So question is based on annuity. Question is based on annuity and investment. So what you are going to find out? Future value. Okay. What is future value formula? A by I into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 in, into 1 plus I, or, hi Priyanka, 1 plus I whole power n minus 1, only this much, right? So what is the difference between these two? This is annuity due and this is what? Regular annuity. Okay. So first thumb rule, what I said, identify whether type of transaction, whether it is investment or borrowing. So here investment. So therefore it is future value. Second thumb rule, type of annuity. Now, starting from today. So that means it is annuity due. Immediately it starts. Okay, starting from today. Okay, starting from today. So type of annuity it is immediate annuity or annuity due. For next 10 years, suppose interest rate 8% per annual. Third thumb rule is what? We need to check the rate of interest. The rate of interest is annual basis. So there is no changes in rate of interest and the number of years. So what is n equal to? 10. What is I is equal to? 0.08 starting from today. And this is annuity amount. 10,000 rupees is our annuity amount. Now what will come, my dear? 10,000 divided by 0.08, 1.08 whole power 10 minus 1 into 1.08. Please remember this. This is actually what, annuity due means. This is the formula to be used, my dear, into 1 plus I to be used. Okay. Now take your calculator. I will teach you, if you are attending my lecture for the first time, I'll teach you how to use calculator in one step. How to use calculator in one step. First, you find 1.08 whole power 10. Use this 1.08 into equal to total 9 times you press equal to sign. Equal to button you press it for 9 times. Okay, after into, if you press equal to button for 9 times, it is power 10 minus 1. Are you using the calculator, my dear? So this entire part we got it into 10,000 into 1.08 divided by 0.08. Now, can you please get the answer? What is the answer, my dear? What exactly you got it? 1 lakh 56,454.88. Here, where students are committing mistake, I'll tell you. Find a regular annuity. Find a regular annuity, like, this one part will not be there. 1.08 will not be there. Can you please find a regular annuity? What answer you are getting? What answer you are getting? So if you find a regular annuity, that option also available here. Is that correct, my dear? Regular annuity answer also available. And immediate annuity answer also available. That is annuity due also available. Sir, I got the answer, sir. But you got regular annuity and you marked and came. Then you are wrong. Am I right, my dear? This is where we need to be very careful. That's what I said, 3 thumb rule. Rule number 1 is what? We need to identify type of transaction. Second, type of annuity. Third, type of compound interest. Okay. Based on that, we need to select the formula. Next one. How much amount is required to be invested every year? How much amount is how much amount is required to be invested every year. That means it is also, this is also again future value problem. But remember, they ask you to find out how much amount to be invested every year. That means they ask you to find out the annuity. Okay, fine. Every year, so as to accumulate 3 lakhs. So I want 3 lakhs. Future value is 3 lakhs. At the end of 10 years, it is clearly given end of 10 years. End means what? Regular annuity. Okay, end means what? Regular annuity. If interest is compounded annually 10% and annually, sir, no changes, sir. Fine. Shall we start now? Okay. Now look at this. What is future value is equal to A by I. So I know what is future value is 3 lakh. Am I right, my dear? Is equal to, we need to find out what is A. Rate of interest what? 10%. Am I right? 10% only na rate of interest? 1.1 whole power 10 for 10 years minus 1. Should I multiply by 1.1? No, because it is regular annuity. Now, can you calculate how to calculate? I'll teach you how to calculate in one line. I told you, my dear, by using only calculator, we are going to find out. Okay. So, what is it? See, 1.1 whole power 10. Simply, what you'll do 1.1 into equal to for how many times? 9 times minus 1 divided by 0.1. Okay, next divided by equal to, that means I'm taking it to left hand side, into 3 lakhs. Can you please check what you're getting? That's it, direct answer. 1 lakh 88,000, 1 lakh 88,000 to 236. Where it is? 1 lakh 88,000. 18,000. Ah, option A. Okay, option A. Is it clear, all of you? Yeah. Next question. I think this is a famous question. Everyone answer this question. If rupees 1,000 be invested, interest rate for 5%, and the interest be added to the principal every 10 years, then the number of years which it will amount to 2,000. See, listen here. We need to find out number of years. 1,000, when 1,000 becomes 2,000. But remember, there is one constraint they are given. What is it? After 10 years, whatever simple interest we have got, that amount will be added. That amount will be added. So principal is changing after 10 years. The principal is changing after 10 years. Accordingly, we need to find out, my dear. So can we do it? Yes. Now look at this. So let me divide it into two parts. Okay. Paper clear இல்லையா? எங்கம்மா? What paper not clear? Is my paper clear? YouTube, is it fine? Paper and all, everything is clear? Blur. Is there is any blurriness? I think it is due to some internet connectivity maybe, ma. Okay. Chalo. There is blurriness, but in Zoom it is perfect. I'm not able to get it. Okay, fine. Let's see. Okay. So in this question, what happens, first 10 year, then after that. Is that right, my dear? For the first 10 year, what is principal is equal to? Question paper blur. Okay, Geetika. Material is slightly blur. Okay, fine. Chalo. Now let us not waste our time. Let me just proceed, okay? Because otherwise I have to change everything. Fine. IQ Professional Academy is saying no issues. Okay. First 10 year. What is the principal, my dear? How much is the principal? 1,000 rupees. Am I right, my dear? Okay. After 10 years, I want amount is equal to 2,000 rupees. Am I right, my dear? I want 2,000 rupees, right? And for that, I need to find out number of years. Is that correct, all of you? Fine. So the question is what, actually simple interest. The question is based on simple interest. But here, after 10 years, only one thing you have to do, principal you need to change. So for the first 10 years, what is rate of interest? What is rate of interest? 5%. Okay, 5% is the rate of interest. So simply what you will do, my dear, simple interest you will be finding. What is it? You'll take your calculator, 1,000 into 5% into 10. How much you are getting? 500 rupees you are getting. Am I right, my dear? Are you getting 500 rupees? So this is my simple interest amount. So what will be amount after 10 years? Amount after 10 years, principal plus simple interest, 1,500 rupees. Am I right, my dear? This is amount after 10 years, and this 1,500 is principal after 10 years. Is that correct, my dear? So we need to find out number of years. Rate of change is same only. Rate of change is what? 5% only. Rate of change is 5% only. Is that clear? All of you say yes or no? Here amount is given. Here amount is given. Number of years we have to find out. Now amount minus principal is what? Simple interest. Don't use amount formula. This is waste of time. Actually, amount formula, na, mathematically it will take time. Mathematical formula, if you apply amount formula, it will take time. Better you find simple interest formula. What is simple interest? 2000 minus 5,500 is simple interest. So can we say another 500 to be added in how much time? What is simple interest formula? PRT by 100. So what is P? Now 5,500 into rate of interest into what? Number of years. That is what we have to find out. Is that correct, all of you? Can you check and give me the answer, my dear? Can you check and give me the answer? Bring it to left hand side. 500. Use calculator. T is equal to 500 divided by 1500 divided by 5%. Tell me, what did you get? 6.66666. Already 10 years. 1000 becomes 1500 in 10 years. 1500 becomes 2000 in 6.666 years. But actually the question is what? 1000 becomes 2000 in how many years? So what exactly will come, my dear? Add 10 plus 6.666, which is equal to 16.67. Am I right, my dear? So 16.67 is your answer. So 10, what exactly will come, my dear? What is the option? Sorry, 16 2 by 3. 16 2 by 3. 16 2 by 3 years is the right answer. But what I'm saying is, this is a standard question. Remember the answer. Okay, this is a standard question. Remember the answer. Okay, fine. Next one. A person borrows 5,000 rupees for 2 years at 4% per annual simple interest. He immediately lends to another person 1 by 4% per annual for 2 years. Find the gain in the transaction for a year. My dear, for example, I borrowed from Lavina 5,000 rupees for 2 years at the rate of what? 4%. Now, our Kavina is approaching me, sir, can you please lend me some money? Same 5,000. I'm lending her to Kavina. I'm lending to Kavina, same 5,000 rupees. But here, what I'm doing? 6.25%. So 2.5% extra I'm charging. Direct method, if you want to find out how much is the gain. So definitely there is a gain. So we need to find out the gain. What exactly the mathematically people will follow? What mathematically people will follow? Sir, let us find out the rate of interest. Sorry, let us find out the simple interest for 6.25%. Let us find out the simple interest for 4%. After that, we will subtract. Don't waste your time. Just find the difference between, because principal and rate of interest remain same. Find the difference between what? Find the difference between what? Rate of interest. What is the rate of interest difference, my dear? 2.25%. Simply you do, okay, simply you do 5,000 into 2.25% into how many years? 2 years. What amount you got, my dear? 225. Is that right, my dear? 225. But if you mark 225, you are wrong. 225 is the wrong answer. Sir, it is there in the option, sir. Yes, this is what we call it as twist. Question, what is given? Transaction for year. Gain in this transaction for this year. Find actually for year, actually 1 year. They have to do it. Okay. As for the exam pattern question, it is 1 year only. Okay. So answer is what? 112.50. Okay. It is not for year, per year. It is actually, as per the question, it is what? Per year. Okay. Fine. But otherwise, total how much I earned? 225 rupees extra gain. Okay. Next. If an amount kept at a simple interest, it earns interest 600 rupees in first 2 years, but when kept compound interest, it earns interest 660 rupees for the same period. So for the same 2 years, then the rate of interest and the principal amount respectively are. Please don't waste your time by using the actual method. Better use the trial and error method. First take option A. Simple interest is how much? 600 rupees. First take option A. 1200 into 20% into 2. How much you are getting? 1200 into 20% into 2. How much you are getting, my dear? 4? This cannot be my answer. Why this cannot be my answer? Simple interest I have to earn 600 rupees. But here 480 rupees only. So option A not possible. Can you try option B? 600. This can be my answer. So simple interest satisfied. Now we have to check the compound interest. How to check compound interest? You know by calculator trick, na? 1500 plus 20% plus 20%. How much you are getting? 660. Are you getting my point here? 660. So I think you got the answer directly. Therefore, our option is B. How many of you got option B directly? Very good. Next step. See, in the final exam and all, this is the way they will give. They may not, most of the time they will give the value also. So how to save time here, I'll show you now. The future value of an annuity of 1000 rupees made annually for 5 years at the interest 14% compounded annually. First question is based on future value. It is clearly given. Am I right, my dear? Second, what is it, my dear? Rate of interest. How much it is? 14%. Okay, 14%. Is it annually? Yes, sir. It is annually. Next one is what? Number of years 5. Number of years is 5. So here the value is given. Future value to be calculated 1.14 whole power 5 is 1.92541. Simply what you do, you take calculator. 1.92541 minus 1 into 1000 divided by 14%, 0.14. 6006. Option B. Have you all got option B, my dear? Yes, Priya gave me the answer as 6610. Everyone got the same answer, say yes or no? This is what sum number 6. Next step. Now, 2018, seventh question. Look at this. Only 7 questions asked. I told you, na. 1 year they asked very less number of questions. How many questions they asked? Only 7 questions. Okay. But actually, institute has asked to, asked at least 10 questions they have to ask. Minimum 10 questions. But they asked only 7 questions this time. Okay. A person invests 2000 rupees at the end of each month. End of each month. End of each month at the interest rate of 6% compounding monthly. Find the amount of annuity after 10th payment. Find the amount of annuity after 10th payment. Listen here. Can you tell me, my dear, a person invests 2000 at the end of each month. So my annuity amount is 2000. Am I right, my dear? Divided by what is rate of interest? 6%. But remember, it is not 6%. 6% per year. But we are paying annuity per month. So convert 6 by 12%. Can you please tell me what is 6 by 12% is? 0.5. 0.5%. So what will come? I is equal to what? 0.005. Is that right? So what will come, my dear? 2000 0.005 a by I into, is it at the end, my dear? Yes, it is clearly given after 10th payment. So at the end, regular annuity only. So what exactly will come? 1.005 whole power 10 minus 1. Can you please calculate the amount? How to do it? We'll find 1.05 whole power 10 minus 1 into 2000 divided by 0.05. Can you please tell me what exactly you got the answer, my dear? Option A, 20,456. Very good, Priya. Online YouTube, are you getting the answer, my dear? Yes. My dear children, YouTube students, are you getting the answer? Because from Zoom, I'm getting the answers. From live class students, I'm getting the answers. Now, YouTube, please give me the answer. Now, if 10,000 rupees is invested at 8% per year compounded quarterly, then the value of the investment after 2 years is, look at this, 10,000 is invested 8% per year compounded quarterly. Then the value of the investment after 2 years. So future value only to be calculated, but it is quarterly basis. Okay. And the word clearly used after. So that means what it is? Regular annuity only. So can we just do it, my dear? 10,000 divided by quarterly means what will come? 8%. So 8% means it is 2%. Quarterly is 2%. 1.02 whole power for how many years, my dear? 2 years. But 2 years means how many quarters we have got? 8 quarters. But you no need to do it because this value is already given to you. Is it given, my dear? 1 plus 0.02 whole power 8 value is given. 1.171659 minus 1. Can you get the answer? Simply what I'll do, I'll do it calculated directly without even writing this. Simply 0.171659 into 10,000 divided by 0.02 is the answer. Can you give me the answer, my dear, fast? YouTube students, are you there or not, my dear? Somebody please give me the answer. 85,000. Why it is not there only? 85,829. None of the above. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. My bad. What a blunder mistake I'm doing. See, this is nothing to do with annuity, na. Amount is invested not every month or every year. Okay. This is 10,000 rupees invested at 8% per year compounded quarterly. Then the value of the investment after 2 years. So we are not, it is actually what amount formula 1 plus 0.02 blunder mistake, my dear. What is the amount formula? P into 1 plus I whole power n. Na? See, this is the formula. Simply what you do 10,000 plus 2% plus 2% total 8 times we have to add. Or if you want to apply the formula 10,000 into 1.02, which is already given. Direct answer, ma. I'm just wasting my time. Simply what I would have done, I would have multiplied these two. This is the answer. 10,000 into 1.171659 is the answer. So what is it? Option A. Option A. Next, ninth sum. I did a mistake. Actually, investment after looking at it's not every month is not given. This is not annuity sum. Okay, this is not annuity sum. This is compound interest problem. Okay, next one. A bank pays 10% rate of interest compounded annually. A sum of 400 rupees is deposited in the bank. The amount at the bank end of 1 year will be. Very simple question, my dear. Can you please give me the answer? Very difficult question. Sorry. Very difficult question. See, this difficult question, if it comes in the exam, how you are going to answer, I don't understand. Very simple, man. 1 year. So what you will do? 400 plus 10%. Answer is over. 400 plus 10% is answer over. Am I right, my dear? Yes. Next one. A certain money doubles itself in 10 years. When deposited on simple interest, it would triple itself. I think you know the rule. What is it? Shortcut. A sum of money. I think you know the shortcut, but let me write the shortcut for you. What is it? In simple interest only. Sum of money doubles itself in how many years, my dear? 100 by R years. That's what. Sum of money n times itself in n minus 1 into 100 by r years. Am I right, my dear? Say yes or no. So here, when rate of interest is given, to find the number of years, use r. When number of years is given, to find rate of interest, use n. Okay, that logic to be applied. Here also you can get it directly. A certain money doubles in 10 years. So it is clearly given doubles. So that means what? Rate of interest to be found out for the first case. 100 divided by 10, which is equal to 10%. This is my rate of interest. Triples in how many years? Triples means what? 200. 200 divided by the same 10%. So 10. What is it? 20 years. Direct answer. Am I right, my dear? Hey guys, why no one is giving me the answer? I think you people are proceeding further, it seems. Okay, next, sum number 11. Sum number 11. A man deposited 8,000 rupees in a bank for 3 years at 5% per annum compound interest. After 3 years, he will get how much? A man deposited 8,000 rupees in a bank for 3 years at 5% per annum compound interest. After 3 years, how much will get? Sir, simply what I will do now, it's annual basis, compound interest question. Simply you will do what? 8,000 plus 5% plus 5% plus 5%. What answer you got, my dear? Guys, are you getting online students? Are you there or not? First, you tell me. After that, only I'll proceed. 9261. Only Priya has given the answer. YouTube, anyone is there? Anyone is there, my dear? Are you there or not? YouTube students. Sometimes I feel I'm there or not, even I don't understand. Nowadays, you people are not responding. Huh? Okay. Saranya. You are not giving me the answer. Why? Okay. If in 2 years' time, if in 2 years' time, a principal, yeah, Nasia Husna and all there, but silently you are watching me, huh? Now, if in 2 years rate is R% compounded annually, then the value of R will be use trial and error method. How to use, for example, principal, right? R%. That's what they asked you to find out. How many years? 2 years. Simply we will be doing 100 plus 14% plus 14%. Not coming. Correct? 100 plus 14% plus 14%. 121 is not coming. Then 10.5% also will not come. 15 also will not come. 10 actually definitely will come. So 100 plus 10% plus 10%. What is that? Sir, how did you know that, sir? Because 10% means 0.1. 1.1 I'm getting. 121 is powers of 11. From that logic, I can easily get option D directly without even solving it. Okay. Next. A certain sum of money Q was deposited for 5 years and 4 months. Please look at this very carefully. 5 years, 4 months. Don't write it as 5.4. It is 5 years, 4 months. At 4.5% simple interest amounts to 248. Then the value of Q. They ask you to find out the principal. They ask you to find out the principal. Amount is given. They ask you to find out the principal. Shall we do it now? Okay. How much is the amount? 248. P into 1 plus RT by 100. What is rate of interest? What was rate of interest? 4.5%. Time 5 years, 4 months. That means what? 5, 4 by 12. 5, 1 by 3. Am I right, my dear? Which is nothing but what? 16 by 3. Sorry. 100 not needed. Or if you are putting 100 means here only 4.5. Am I right, my dear? You take your calculator. Just do what I'm saying. 4.5 into 16 divided by 300 plus 1 divided by equal to into 248. 200. Sir, what if I use trial and error method? Of course, you can use trial and error method. How to use trial and error method? That also I'll tell you. Look at this. Option A is what? 200. 200 into 4.5% into 16 by 3. Okay, check it. 200 into 4.5% into 16 divided by 3 plus 200. 3, 248. Is that correct, my dear? This is trial and error method. Directly, if you want to do, sir, I don't want to touch my pen, sir. Yes, directly by using trial and error method, using calculator, you can get it. So 200 rupees is the right answer. Sir, what if this 200 is at last? Sir, it will take a lot of time, na, sir. Time consuming, na, sir. Of course, my dear. But remember, there are some procedures directly to find out. Okay. So 200 and it becomes 248 means we always start with that 200. The smallest number you can start and do it. Okay. Next. A compound interest on a sum for 2 years at 4% per annum is 102 rupees. Then the simple interest on the same sum for the same period at the same rate will be. So there are two conditions. One principle by using compound interest, and we are finding compound interest. I'm getting 102. I don't know what amount it is, but what it is given, you need to find out the simple interest for that amount. Okay, you need to find the simple interest for that amount, and that amount will be what? That amount will be what? Like, based on the same original principle. So by using the first condition, we have to find out the principle. First, we have to find out the principle. Can you please tell me what is the principle, my dear? If compound interest, can you start with the answer, my dear? Can we start? So first, let us find out the principle, sir. Compound interest is given as what? 102 rupees. Okay, compound interest is given as 102 rupees. So what exactly will come? 102 is equal to P into 1 plus I. What is I? What is I? 4%. 0, 2, whole power 4 minus 1. Can you please find out principle? So 1.02 into equal to. Okay. Minus 1 divided by equal to into 102. What principle you got? How much is the principal? 1.02 into equal to minus 1 divided by equal to into 102. 1 2. Okay. Now we need to find out its simple interest, right? Is it principal? Let's check. Is it a compound interest on sum for 2 years at 4% per annum is 102 rupees. Okay. Then the simple interest on the same amount. Okay. Let us find out simple interest. 1237 into 4% into 2. So 99 rupees. Option A. You got my point, my dear? Option A is the right answer. Okay. Now, where you shocked when you get 1237, you got, Arey, how 1237 and all coming? Either 1200 so far we have seen or 1500 we have seen. 1237. This is what actually, this is what we call it as some tricky questions. You need to prepare for this situation. That's it. Next step. A man invests an amount of 15,860 in the names of his three sons A, B, and C. Allow me to do this question. It's a very actually it's a fantastic question, but I have one trick for this question. Okay, so remember this. Okay, I have a trick for this question. A, B, and C in such a way that the same interest after 2, 3, 4 years, this people will get, their son should get. If the rate of interest is 5%, then the ratio of amount invested in the name of A, B, and C. Am I right, my dear? So here actually speaking, 15860 principal is not needed to get the ratio. This is point number one. Even the principal is not given. Still we can get what? The ratio of the divisions, because it is given at the end of 2 years, 3 years and 4 years, everyone should get the same interest. And the question is based on what? Simple interest or compound interest, my dear? Sir, nothing is mentioned, sir. So simple interest. So can we say there are three sons A, B, C. First son will receive the amount after 2 years. Second son will receive the interest amount after 3 years. Third son is receiving the amount after 4 years. But the condition, what is it, my dear? Equal. The amount should be equal. Now, principal remains same? No. Three people, three different principal we have to invest. First person, let me take it as P1. Second person, let me take it as, okay. Even that also not going to confuse. ABC only you take. Principal also ABC. PRT into 100. A, rate of interest 5%. Am I right, my dear? Okay, sorry, principal rate of interest into 2 is equal to B, what will come? 5% into 3. What is next, my dear? C, 5% into 4. Now everywhere 5% common, remove 5% from everything. So what you are going to get? 2A is equal to 3B is equal to 4C. Now find the LCM of A, B and C. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. What is LCM of 2, 3, 4? 12. Divide each term by 12. What you are going to get? A by 6, B by 4, C by 3. So the ratio is 6 is to 4 is to 3. Answer we got. Sir, what if they ask you to find out how much amount to be invested on son A or how much to be invested on son B? If it is this question come, what to do, sir? Oh, very simple. For example, how much invested on A? That is the question. For example, A is equal to, what is it? Out of 13 into 15. How much, my dear? 860. Can you calculate? But they did not ask. They ask you to find out only ratio. If they ask you to find out how to do, that is what I have shown it to you. What is it, my dear? 7 3? Yeah, that's it. So here answer is what? 6 is to 4 is to 3. Am I right, my dear? Next step. Guys, are you able to follow or not? Online students. Next step. If the difference between the compound interest compounded annually and simple interest on a certain amount 10% per annum for 2 years is 372 rupees, then the principal amount is very simple. What is the difference between simple interest compound interest for 2 years? pi square. So can I say pi square equal to 372? They ask you to find out principal. So P is equal to 372 divided by I square. What is I is? 0.1. What is I square is? 0.01. So is our answer is 37,200, my dear? 37,200 rupees. Am I right? Yes. Next. What is the net present value? They directly asked present value we have to find out of piece of property which would be valued 2 lakhs at the end of 2 years. Annual rate of increase is 5%. This question is not annuity question. This question is not annuity question. This is actually compound interest question. In compound interest, there is a formula. I hope you all aware. A is equal to P into 1 plus I whole power n, or P is equal to A by 1 plus I whole power n. Am I right, my dear? This is compound interest formula. But look at this. This A, we call it as future value. This P, we call it as present value. They ask you to find out this present value. Okay. Simply what we need to do, you do what I'm saying, my dear. What is the present value of this property? They ask you to find out today's value of the property. Simply just follow what I'm saying. 1 other denominator, what will come? 1 plus I whole power n. 1 plus I whole power n. 1 plus 0.05 whole power 2. This is my denominator. Numerator is what? 2 lakhs. So you do what I'm saying. 1.05 into equal to. That means square. Divided by equal to. Into 2 lakhs. 1. 1.81 lakhs. Actually, sir, I can find out this directly, sir, because 2 lakhs, na, sir, present value means it should be less than 2 lakhs, sir. So 2.01 not possible. And again, 2 lakhs is given. This is also not possible because same amount we cannot retain, na, sir. So the best answer is what? First option, sir. But there is none of these. For our satisfaction, we are finding it. Am I right, my dear? Yes. Next one. 15th question. Huh. No. Principal, how much? How do you? Are you sure? This question. Oh. Okay. Guys, thank you, Sangeeta. Actually, where it is? Sum number 14. I made a mistake. What mistake? I'll tell you. Our students have, identified that mistake. Actually, 2 years and 4%. But I took it as 4 years and 2%. Unfortunately or fortunately, that answer also there. See, I did a mistake, of course. Thank you. So what is it? 102 is equal to P into 1 plus I. 1 plus 4%, na? 0.04 whole square minus 1. Now use calculator. 1.04 the whole square minus 1 divided by equal to into 102. 1250. Now simple interest. 1250 into 4% into 2. 100. Thank you, my dear. Fine. By online students, no one identified this here. Okay. Now effective rate of interest for 1 year deposit corresponding to a nominal rate of 7% per annum, convertible quarterly. Sir, effective rate of interest formula is 1 plus I whole power n minus 1. But without using effective rate of interest, you can solve this question. I hope you know it. What is it? 7%, which is 7 by 4%. What is 7 by 4, my dear? 1 point? 1 point? 1.75. So what I told you, sir, 100. This is the trick I gave you, right? 1.75% plus 1.75% plus 1.75% plus 1.75%. 4 times you need to add minus 100. Option D, 7.18%. Now, how much will 25,000 rupees amount to in 2 years at compound interest if the rates of the successive years are 4% and 5%. Very simple question. Actually, we need to find out after 2 years how much will be the amount. First year it is 4%, second year it is 5%. How you will calculate? Simply you will be doing 25,000 plus 4% plus 5%. Answer is over. Option A, 25,000 plus 4% plus 5%. Because compound interest means we have to add the interest. That's it. So that we'll get the amount. Next, 8,000 rupees at 10% per annum interest compounded half yearly will become at the end of 1 year. Can you please get it, my dear? 8,000, 10% per annum interest compounded half yearly. So compound half yearly means what? 5% at the end of 1 year. So simply what you'll do? 8,000 plus 5% plus 5%. That is the answer. What is the answer? 88. See, how's it's a very simple question. Am I right? Next, the value of furniture depreciates 10% a year if the present value of the furniture in an office 21870 calculate the value of furniture 3 years ago. That means what? Depreciation. Simply what you will do, my dear? See, actually what you know, the value of furniture depreciates every year and it becomes 21,870 after how many years? 3 years, 10% depreciation. Use trial and error method, my dear. First, you will take option A, 30,000. So 30,000 minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10%. Three times you will take minus 10%. So what you will get? 30, sorry, 21,870. Therefore, which is option A. Is that correct, all of you? Next. So this is new type of sum is coming. Actually, first two attempts, this is what first two attempts. Let us analyze the paper. How I analyze the paper, this is the way. First two attempts, when you look at it, first attempt only first paper, only 7 questions were there. In the next 14 questions. But in that 14th question, first attempt, all were what, 90% of the questions from annuity. In this attempt, all were from what? Simple interest and compound interest. No question from annuity. No question from annuity. Am I right, my dear? That attempt, no question from annuity. But only simple interest compound, all types they covered. And all are simple type. All are simple type. Okay. So, how it grows? Actually, time value of money slowly what, they're tightening. First two attempts, very simple. Okay. Now they started tightening. Now third attempt, what exactly happens, you see. Okay. Now, how many questions are there? 22 to 31. That means 10 questions. Okay. Third attempt, 10 questions. Let's see what are the varieties of questions they were asked. Okay. Now, the certain sum of money became 692 rupees in 2 years and 800 rupees in 5 years, then the principal amount is. Look at this. This type of question is not there in your institute material only. So far, whatever questions, everything was directly based on institute material. From here onwards, what they are increasing the level of time value of money. Am I right, my dear? What is it? The certain sum of money became 692 rupees in 2 years and 800 rupees in 5 years. Okay. B. I think you know our method, right? It's a very simple method we follow. Sir, is it simple interest or compound interest? Sir, it is simple interest question only. We use one method. I hope you remember it, right? The students who are attending for the first time, I am just telling you that method. One particular sum becomes 692 in how many years? 2 years. And 800 rupees in 5 years. And we decided the question is based on simple interest. So we need to find out the difference between 800 and 692. What is it? 108 divided by 5 minus 2. What is it? 3. How much you are getting? 36. This is my simple interest. This is my simple interest. What they ask you to find out, my dear? They ask you to find out principal. So this is simple interest per year. This is the amount after 3 years. So 3 times, 2 years. So 2 times I have to remove what? Simple interest. So 36 into 2, 72 minus 72, 620. How many of you got it right, my dear? Very good. Next, a sum of money amount to 6,200. Similar type of question. See, sum of money amounts to 6,200 rupees in 2 years, 7,400 in 3 years as per simple interest, then the principal is. This attempt onwards, they started taking questions from various bank exams, various competitive exams. Okay, so this attempt onwards. So in our class, whatever we solved now, most of the questions are from other competitive exam questions. So even whatever in the classroom, whatever I solved, even that much if you solve and go, that is more than enough. That is more than enough. Within that only questions will be asked. Now tell me, what is the answer? 6,200 in 2 years, 7,400 in 3 years. So we need to find out the simple interest. Then the principal is, I don't think whether you remember it or not. This question was there in your institute material, first exercise, but along with that, it has rate of interest also. 3,831.57 percentage something. Okay, that question actually this is. That question this is actually. Okay, fine. But they did not give you the rate of interest. But previous sum type only. Next one. A sum was invested for 3 years at as per compound interest, and the rate of interest for the first year is 9%, second year is 6%, third year is 3% respectively. Find the sum if the amount in 3 years is 550 rupees. Very simple, man. A sum invested for 3 years as per compound interest, and the rate of interest for the first year is 9%, second year is 6%, third year is 9% per annum respectively. Find the sum. Sum means we need to find out the principal. Use trial and error method. Don't waste your time. Just do what I'm saying. 250 is very small amount because I need 550 in 3 years. So 200 definitely very, 250 is very small, even 300 also very small. Let me go with 462.16. Check 462.16. 462.16 plus 9% plus 6% plus 3%. How much you are getting? 5. So approximately 550 rupees. Answer is over. Okay. Next. I think next one is very simple. Can you get the answer, my dear? 5,000 into 15% into 4.5. 3375. I always used to tell you one thing, one theory question from effective rate of interest. I hope you remember that. The effective rate of interest does not depend on amount of principal. It is independent of principal. Okay, effective rate of interest has nothing to do with principal. It is what once, it's a more than once in a year. If interest is calculated, effective rate of interest is applicable. Next, these type of decision making questions. This is there in your institute material, but example problem. Okay. Whenever the decision making question comes, simply you remember, I'm telling you examination point of view, simply you remember, find a present value. Find present value. That's it. Now look at this. A person wants to lease out machine costing 5 lakh for 10 years period. It has fixed a rental of 51,272 per annum payable annually starting from the end of first year. Suppose rate of interest is 10% per annum compounded annually on which money can be invested, to whom this agreement is favorable. So listen here, my dear. Actually, a person want to lease out a machine costing. See, if I have to buy the machine, 5 lakh I have to spend. Or otherwise, Akshay is saying, sir, I have got the machine, you please take it. For monthly, you give me 51,000 rupees. Okay, I'm just going to calculate today's value of that 51,000 rupees. If that 51,000 today's value, that is annuity amount, if it is less than 5 lakh, I'll go for leasing. Okay, I'll get I'll go for leasing. Otherwise, I'll purchase. Now look at this. Can you find the present value? Guys, present value, let us find out. Present value is equal to how much is machine cost? Sorry, how much is the annuity amount? 51,272. A by I. What is rate of interest? Huh? 10%. How many years? 10 years. You know present value formula, na? A by I into 1 minus 1 plus I the whole power n. 1 minus 1 by 1.1 whole power 10. Now, using calculator in one step, how to get it, my dear? 1.1 into equal to for how many times? 9 times divided by equal to minus 1 into 51272 divided by 0.1. Ignore the negative sign. What answer you got? 3, 4, correct? So it is 3,15,044, which is less than what? 5 lakhs. So better I'll go for leasing. Okay, better I'll go for leasing. So favorable to the lease, favor to the lessor. Actually, it is lessee. So it is favorable to lessee. Lessor is the owner. Next, let a person invest a fixed sum at the end of each month. See, look at this, my dear. End of each month in an account paying interest 12% per year compounded monthly. If the future value of this annuity after 12th payment is 55,000 rupees, then the amount invested every month. So actually speaking, 1 year full month payment, 1 year payment we are making, full 1 year we are paying, but every month I'm repaying it. Now look at this question, what they ask you to find out. Then the amount invested every month, they ask you to find out A, future value how much? 50,000, 55,000 rupees. So look at this. Is it regular annuity or regular annuity? A by 12% per month will be what? 1%. What is 1%? 0.1 or 0.01? 0.01. 1.01 whole power 12 minus 1. Can you get the answer, my dear? Can you get the answer? 1.01 the whole square minus 1 divided by 0.01 divided by equal to into 55,000. Option 4337. Next, P I square equal to 96. R is 8% compounded annually. Then P is, can you please substitute, my dear? So, P into 0.08 the whole square equal to 96. Now check. What? 15,000. Very good. Now, determine the perpetuity value of 50,000 rupees per month at the rate of interest 12% per annum is. You know the meaning of perpetuity. Perpetuity means what? Forever we are going to pay. Okay, forever we are going to pay. There is no end. So in this value, present value, they ask you to find out. Simply the formula is A by I. So 50,000 divided by 12%. 50,000 divided by 12%. Sorry, wrong. Actually, per month basis we have to do. Okay. So 50,000 divided by what? 1%. Option B, 50 lakhs. Huh? In a simple interest, if the principal is 2000 rupees and the rate and time are the roots of the equation x square minus 11x plus 30 equal to 0, then the simple interest, see, rate and time, they have given the roots of the equation. So solve it, solve the quadratic equation. What you are going to get? X minus 5, x minus 6 is equal to 0. What is x is equal to? 5 comma 6. One you take it as r, other one you take it as time. So what you are going to get? 2000 into 5% into 6. Now, a man invests 12,000 rupees at 10% per annum and another sum of money 20% per annum for 1 year. The total investment earns 14% per annum compound interest. The total investment is, they ask you to find out the total investment. Definitely it is not 8,000. Am I right, my dear? I will say 20,000. Sir, how did you get the 20,000 directly? I gave you one small logic in my regular class. See, 12,000 is given. So we are going to divide into two parts. One person 12,000, the other is what? 8,000. So that 12 plus 8,000 is equal to 20,000. That option also available. So I strongly believe 20,000 will be the answer. I strongly believe 20,000 will be the answer. But if you want to check, you can check it. Okay, if you want to check, you can check it. How to check? A man invests 12,000 at 10% per annum. Please learn this shortcut, my dear. A man invests 12,000 rupees at 10% per annum and another sum of money at 20% per annum for 1 year. Okay. The total investment earns him 14%. So one is 10%, other one is 20%. Total earning how much, my dear? 14%. So how to check? I'll tell you, my dear. The simple interest per annum, simple interest, the total investment is, look at this. For example, if it is 20,000 rupees, one is what? 10%, amma? Let me take it as 12,000 rupees. Trial and error method we are using. So first option, what I take? 20,000. Directly I'm taking 20,000. So remaining is what? Here 20%. How much? 8,000. Am I right? Find 12,000 into 10%. How much? Plus 8,000 into 20%. 1,000. Am I right, my dear? Say yes or no. Now 14% of 2,000. 20,000. Sorry. 2,800. Is it satisfied? The condition satisfied? This is one way. Do you want to know the other way around, my dear? See, look at this. Allegation method. 10%. Correct? Allegation method. 10%. Next is what? 20%. It combined together, it is becoming 14%. What is it, my dear? 6. What is it, my dear? 4. So the ratio is 3 is to 2. The ratio is 3 is to 2. Am I right, my dear? The ratio is 3 is to 2. Is that clear, all of you? The ratio is what? 3 is to 2. Now look at this. First portion, 3 portion is what? 3 out of 5. Total amount is equal to 12,000 rupees. Is that correct, all of you? So 20,000 rupees. Am I right? This is very simple now. Allegation method. Sir, how allegation method? So that idea should come. That's it. Say, I just, first one is what? No mathematics, nothing. Any ordinary XYZ person can solve it using that way. But allegation method, what? Need some more ideas. So we have solved it. Is that correct, all of you? Next. This is done. Next one. The difference in simple interest of a sum invested of 1,500 rupees for 3 years is 18 rupees. The difference in their rates is, look at this, my dear. The difference in the simple interest of a sum invested 1,500 rupees for 3 years is 18 rupees. The difference in simple interest of a sum invested of 1,500 rupees for 3 years is 18 rupees. Difference of what? Point 4. How did you get it? 1,500 into 3 into 0.4%. That's it. Very simple answer. Directly trial and error method. You'll take 1,500 into, because difference is given, na? Difference amount should be 18 rupees. So accordingly, what? I'm just going, they ask you to find out the rate. So whatever rate is coming, so that is what our final answer, 4%. Sorry, 0.4. Next, find the effective rate of interest on 10,000 rupees. For effective rate of interest, principal we don't need. Okay, it is independent of principal. On which interest is payable half yearly 5% per annum. Is it 2.5%? So simply what our shortcut? 100 plus 2.5% plus 2.5% minus 100. 100 plus 2.5% plus 2.5% minus 100. Option? Guys, I'll give you one small instruction. I think nowadays they are giving the question paper, right? They are giving the question paper. You do one thing after, on the same day, when you come now, when you carry the question paper, you mark the answer in the question paper only. Maths paper, na, maths and economics paper, let us correct on the spot. Final exam. Okay, final exam, let us correct on the spot. Okay, you just mark and come. You just mark and come because your exam gets over by 4 o'clock. I may receive the question paper by 4:15. Okay, by 6 o'clock, I'll upload the answers. Not even 6. Upload the answer 6 o'clock. So by in 1 hour time, I'll solve everything. So I think 6 o'clock, I'll upload the answer. On the same day, you can check how much you are scoring, how much you will be able to score in mathematics. Okay, so that you can either sleep peacefully or you can ignore economics exam. That is the only possibility. Am I right, my dear? Okay, fine. Sir, why to do those things, sir? Fine, let it be. Even economics also will do it. So that what happens, it will build your confidence. So accounts and law, somehow you have to manage, my dear. See, it is not only for our student, for everyone. Okay, everyone I'm telling you. Accounts and law, try to score as much you can. Mathematics, you don't worry. Leave it to me. Okay. Even economics also. Now, ninth, we are starting our economic session. Ninth only we are starting or eighth? Ninth, we are starting. Fantastic session. You will enjoy. Okay. Even law also you will enjoy. Fantastic session. You please use each and every opportunity. Don't think that, sir, I prepared nicely, sir. I'll sit at home and I'll do my. See, my dear, intermediate students now, I will tell them not to do the revision lectures, attend the revision lecture. For you, mathematics revision is needed. Okay. Mathematics revision, the revision is what we are, it is workout only. Economics also, I'm planning to do the workout only. You please solve as many sums you can. That is what revision is all about. Law also, I told the faculty to focus into what? How to write. Okay, how to write and what to write. There you need to focus. And accounts, I told my faculties to practice session. Give them, ask them to solve the questions. Okay, at the end of the day, one question paper also let them solve. Okay, so this is what I have told. Okay, so this is practice only. It is not about revision lectures. These revision lectures and all, like it is tailor made for the first attempt students as well as the students who are repeating. Okay, so it's a tailor made. Okay, I'm not going to revise revision and all, not needed, because it is what it's not time for revision. It is time for what? Practice. This is the time to practice. Okay, this is the time to practice. If we come and talking about, keep on talking about the topic, what is the use? There is no use. Am I right? So we need to solve. Now look at this next one. Find the effective rate of interest at 10% per annum when interest is payable quarterly. Sir, quarterly, sir. 2.5%, sir. Can you give me the answer? Same answer, sir. 5 point. Option A, 10.38. Sorry. 10.38. Next one. It is 2.5% only, na? I think here I did the mistake. 2.5, half yearly, na? Okay, okay. My right. Now, what will be the population after 3 years when present population is 25,000 rupees? And the population increases the rate of 3% in first year, 4% in second year, 5% third year. What a difficult question. 25,000 plus 3% plus 4% plus 5%. Option 28,119. Next, the value of scooter is 10,000 rupees. Find the value after 7 years if the rate of depreciation is 10%. Simply, what you will do, my dear? 10,000 minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10%. 7 times you subtract. Option A, 4,782.96. Sai has given from 35th to 39, option A. Okay. Everything is option A. Oh, this was board exams, my dear. This is what final exam questions. Okay, let's check. Scrap value of a machine valued at a 10 lakh after 10 years within depreciation 10% per annum. So what you'll do? What is the answer? So let me go with option A. Next, difference between compound interest and simple interest for 2 years is 21 rupees. The rate of interest 5%. So principal. So pi square equal to 21. P into 0.05 the whole square equal to 21. What is P is equal to 21 by 0.01 the whole square? Option A. Next, 2019 December. Shall we start? The present value of a scooter is 7,290 rupees. If its value decreases every year by 10%, then its value before 3 years is equal to. So better use trial and error method. Take option A, minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10%. Are you getting 7290? So therefore option A. Next, simple interest is equal to 0.125 times principal at 10% per annum. Find the time. So can we say P R T is equal to 0.125 P. P get cancelled. So 0.125 divided by 10%. What you are getting, my dear? 1.25 years. Next, if the interest of a money is equal to its 1 by 9 times the rate of interest. Okay. If the interest of a money is equal to its 1 by 9 times the rate of interest, and oh, I think 1 by 9 of its principal maybe. The rate of interest and the time are equal. So R equal to T. Find the rate of interest R. If the interest of a money is equal to, maybe simple interest is equal to 1 by 9 times P. 1 by 9 times P. And the rate of interest is equal to time. So that means what? Look at this, my dear. P R T also R only. Am I right, my dear? Is equal to 1 by 9 times P. P get cancelled. R square equal to 1 by 9. R is equal to 1 by 3. Is it 0.333, my dear? So maybe 3 1 by 3%. 3 1 by 3%. Actually, this is missing principal. Okay. Next one. 1 by 7 of a money is deposited at 4% per annum. Half of the money deposited at 5% per annum and the remaining at 6% per annum. Then the total interest gained 2730. Find the deposit amount is. Can you use trial and error method, my dear? How much is deposited? Can you use trial and error method? 1/7 of a money deposited at 4% per annum. For example, if I take option A, 1/7 of 1/7 of 14,000 is what? 2,000 at the rate 4%. Half of a money, that means what? 7,000 at the rate 5%. And the remaining 7 plus 2, 9. So remaining how much? 5,000. 5,000 at the rate of 6%. Now the total interest gained is 2730. Find the deposit amount. Now look at this. Can we use trial and error method, my dear? Is it simple interest or compound interest? Nothing is mentioned. Can we use simple interest? Use 2000. Number of years given? So it is 1 year only. Am I right, my dear? 2000. Okay, if it is 1 year, either it is simple interest or compound interest, no use. 2000 into 4% M plus 7000 into 5% M plus 5000 into 6% M plus MRC. 7? Very simple, small amount. Then we should go with the next option. Can you try the next one? MRC M minus, okay. 1/7 of a money is deposited 4%. So 14,000. Okay. 1/7 is 2,000 rupees. Okay. 2,000 into 4% M plus half of the money. 7,000 into 5% M plus remaining is 5,000. 5,000 into 6% M plus MRC. 730 only we are getting. Yeah. Can you check with 2 1 double? Okay. I think maybe what options I will be check. I'll check and let you know. Huh? It may be rupees. Very good. This may be rupees. No, everything. Ah, correct, 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 correct. Correct, correct, correct. This may not be 2730. This may be what you know, rupees 730. Option A. Brilliant. See, that's what I used to appreciate my students. And you people are very brilliant. Very good. Next 44. Ram deposited 12,000 rupees in a bank at 10% per annum and remaining amount deposit in other bank at 20% per annum. If he received interest according to 14% per annum, find the Ram's amount. Have we did this some earlier? What is the answer? 20,000. The same problem I already did. 2 lakh, that is 20,000 only. That is mistake. Okay, extra zero they put it. Okay. Next, if the difference between interest received by two persons A and B on the same sum of 1,500 rupees for 3 years is rupees 18, then what is the difference between the two rates? I think this also we did 0.4%. Sir, question repeated. No, repeated. That's it. Past year questions is always good. Nowadays they started giving you the question paper. Once they give the question paper, the meaning is what you know. They declare this is the syllabus. You understand? So far, they have not disclosed the question paper because they said, okay, anything can be asked. Now it is not like that. Now, question papers you are carrying, it means what? It is declared this is the syllabus you need to follow. Slowly, I'm just thinking, my dear, it may happen or may not happen. Either all papers going to be MCQ format. I'm thinking even in I think it may happen when you come to final level also. Final also this may happen like this. Okay, but now MCQ is already 30 questions MCQ. Already 30 questions MCQ. Am I right, my dear? Already 30 questions MCQ. So it is no time they can increase the number of MCQs because MCQs now very important. Okay, in any competitive exam, MCQs are very important. Now, if the compound interest on a certain sum for 2 years, 3% per annum is 1015. What would be the simple interest on the sum at the same rate and same time is? Can you please do it, my dear? 1000? 1000 only? Okay. I hope you use trial and error method. Direct method. Okay. Very good. If the compound is on a certain sum, if you want to use trial and error method, you can use it. 1000 plus 3% plus 3%. How much you are getting? What question ask you? Oh, simple interest they ask. Okay, this is not principal. Simple interest. Okay. By using the first condition, we have to find out the principal. How much is the principal? One, 1, 6, 1667. Ah, this is your okay. This is your principal. Am I right, my dear? Yes. Very good. Perfect. This is your principal. Fine. The useful life of a machine whose cost is 10,000 rupees in is 10 years. If it is depreciates 10% per annum, then the scrap value. Can you please do the scrap value, my dear? Can you do the scrap value? What is the answer? Because this question we already did. It is a repeated question only. Next, the difference between compound interest, compounded semi-annually, simple interest on 400 at 10% per annum for 1 year. Huh? Look at this. 400 plus 5% plus 5% minus 400 into 10%. 1 rupee. Are you getting 441? Are you getting 441? And this is 440. 441 minus 440. Sorry, 441 minus 440. What is it? 1 rupee. Next, in what time will a sum rupees 800 amounts to 882 in 5% per annum compounded annually? Better use trial and error method. How to use, my dear? 800, 1 year not possible. First 1 year. Okay. 800 plus 5%. What you're getting? Not coming. Plus 5%. So 2 years. All right. That's it. Next. Find the effective rate of interest amount of 30,000. Is it needed, my dear? No. It is independent of principal. Deposited in a bank for 1 year at the end of at the rate of 10% per annum compounded semi-annually. So 5%. Simply what you'll do? 100 plus 5% plus 5% minus 100. Option D. The present population of a town is 25,000. If it is gross for, I think this one also we did, right? So 25,000 plus 4% plus 5% plus 8%. What is it? 25,000 plus 4% plus 5% plus 8%. Option A. Now Deepika is attending YouTube today. Okay. An amount of 35,000 rupees with the rate of interest 7% per annum. It is compounded on monthly basis. Then tell the effective rate of interest. Guys, monthly basis. What is 7% divided by 12.5? 583333. Okay. So simply what we'll do, my dear? 100 plus 0.583% plus 0.583%. How many times? 12 times. This may be what little lengthy. Okay, calculator method. So use the formula here. 1.00583. Am I right, my dear? Whole power 12 minus 1 into 100. Finally, you do it. 7 point. Option A. Next, find the future value of annuity of 500 rupees is made annually for 7 years interest rate of 14% compound annually. Given that 1.14 the whole power 7 is 2.5023. This is clearly it is given. Okay. So we need to find out what future value. So this is given. Na? You simply do minus 1 into 500 divided by 0.14. What is the answer? Huh? What question they ask you to find out? Find the future value, na? 1 plus I whole power 7 minus 1 into 500 divided by 14% only, na? 0.14. What you are getting? Oh, this is one extra. Okay, okay. Oh, okay, okay. Here it is wrong. Okay. Am I right? 5635.35. Okay, very good. One is extra. Okay. Now, see, listen here. So far also what happened, let us analyze the paper. So far also what happened, annuity questions were very less. Perpetuity question was not there. Every time what they're asking, simple interest, compound interest. Okay, this is what happened so far. Now, there is a turning point and everything started happening after COVID. Okay, even 2020 also, most of the questions are what, simple interest, compound interest only. Okay, now recently, recent attempts, annuity questions are getting increased. Okay, so here, what I'm going to do is, of course, we are going to solve all the questions. Okay, no doubt about it. But remember, how many questions are there? More than 131. Okay, so it is, we have completed at almost how many? 53. Okay, 53 we have completed. Still, how many are pending? 78 pending. So these 78 questions will be discussed tomorrow because 2 days we have got time value of money, right? 2 days we have got time value of money. So because our students having economics exam tomorrow, correct? So I want you to prepare for economics exam also. So tomorrow we'll be discussing. That is the reason I kept it 2 days for time value of money. So tomorrow we'll be completing this time value of money. And please, my dear, all the questions you need to solve. If you have got any questions also, you bring it. Sir, I want these questions to be solved. That also can be solved in the classroom. Is that correct? So online students, We'll be meeting tomorrow again at 7:30. Okay, we'll be meeting tomorrow at 7:30, and we'll complete this time value of money, all the questions. Okay, without anything pending, all questions we will solve. Is it clear, all of you? Yes. So bye everyone. Good night, sweet dreams.